Today, we select number 1 in the upcoming MLB Draft. We will see if, well, we did our due diligence. Are our scouts right? Do we go with a middle infielder who is draft ranked number 1? Or do we go with the high riser up the board? Or do we go with a guy that could end up being an older prospect, but end up paying off in the long run? All those questions will be answered today as we enter the MLB Draft. Last year, we selected Ray Gonzalez, number 8 overall, and he ended up being great. 90 potential, 70 overall as an 18-year-old. We will see if we can find another guy just like him to build this franchise around. In week 14 of scouting, we actually ended up finding some more guys, including Andres Villafuerte, who we have unlocked to 90%, and he looks like an excellent hitter and an excellent defensive player. We'll see if he's in the running for the number 1 pick. Rafael Serna Ruiz is another guy we scouted. Now, he was draft ranked number 86, and he actually does not look bad. A good hitter, another 18-year-old. But one thing I love about him, the arm strength. It's between 72 and 96 right now and 75 to 99 in the future. Another good corner outfield prospect. We'll see what he turns into if we end up drafting him. And then for our compensatory A pick, I decided to scout a guy around that pick, and I decided to go with Zeke Barrero, another 18-year-old. As you can see, this draft is littered with 18-year-old prospects. So here we go. We are on the clock here in the first round. Our scouts say that Oliver Massey is going to be the number 1 overall selection that we should get, but I do not necessarily agree with that. I want to go pitching prospect here. We have a couple of guys here like Alfonso Cortez, Ray Ramirez, who is the top college pitcher at the University of Texas this year, and then Terrell Blake, who is number 19 ranked, but he looks like a very, very good prospect. One thing I like about him is that he has the highest potential of all of the ratings of any guy we can possibly select. So with the number 1 overall pick in this draft, the Indianapolis Arrows will select Terrell Blake out of Troy High School in Troy, Michigan. We select him number 1 overall. He came into this draft ranked number 19. He rose up the rankings, and our scouts have him ranked as the number 4 prospect. One thing I really decided on, him over Ray Ramirez. It was down to those two. Ray Ramirez was going to be a good pitcher in the future, but was he going to be a great pitcher? And that was the question I really had to answer. And Blake answers all of those questions. And I think that, one thing I like about him, his pitch control is potentially a 90, which will definitely come in handy, especially in clutch moments. Oliver Massey goes number 2, so our scouts were correct, and the Giants end up picking him number 2. And then number 3, which I thought the Wranglers were going to pick in the top 5 this year, but they are not, in the top 3 at least. The Nationals pick in the top 3 for the second straight year, and they will go with Ray Ramirez. So our scouts were pretty spot on, and so were we with our assessment. We were choosing between Ray Ramirez and Blake, and then Massey, Blake, and Ramirez end up going top 3. Let's go through the rest of the first round here. Shannon McApplin, who we didn't even go after in scout, he was 96 ranked on our board. He goes number 4 overall. Brandon Rodriguez, the second best pitching prospect in college baseball from the University of Michigan, he goes number 6. Derek Jefferson goes number 8 to the A's. We haven't even scouted some of these guys because I wanted to make sure we find the number 1 pick, who is the best prospect. Chris Clemens was the lowest ranked by the MLB to go in the top 10 at 86. Greg Olson, we had ranked number 5. He goes number 12 to the Milwaukee Brewers. Dylan Johnson was the guy we did not scout at all. Villafuerte ends up going number 14 to the Texas Rangers, so I'm not surprised he went that early because his hitting potential is off the charts. Guillermo Cortez, an 18-year-old third base prospect who can hit the ball, he goes 16. Alfonso Cortez drops all the way to 17, so there's a possibility that the New York Mets have a steal there at 17 because he was in the running. I would say he was third as far as rankings, as far as the number one prospect goes for us to select. Pedro Escobedo is another good prospect that we passed up on. Douglas Shibuya, I didn't see him as a first-round prospect. I saw him more as a second-round prospect, but he goes number 22. Some other prospects going here, or some other pitching prospects going here, I should say. Edgar Delgado was the first relief pitcher. He goes number 25 to the Atlanta Braves. Some other guys we did not scout: Willie Valenzuela, an 18-year-old. Darryl McGill, we definitely scouted. He was draft ranked number 99. He goes 28. So you can just see there are a ton of 18-year-olds going in this draft. And now we pick at our compensatory round A pick at pick number 35. So we have 35 and 38 now. So we really have a lot of wiggle room here. Zeke Barrero is there. We just got done scouting him, and he looks like an excellent pitcher in the future. I think he could possibly be a B potential. I don't think he's going to be an A potential. I think he's going to be, like I said, maybe a low B. If we're lucky, a high B. Hideo Takahashi is a defensive center fielder I really like. Ryan Summers out of the University of Alabama. He is an excellent hitter. The only thing is his defense leaves something to be desired, so that definitely leaves some room to grow. And then Herb Marquez out of the University of Minnesota, a great defensive shortstop, but I feel like, I don't see where he could fit because his bat isn't that great. So with the 35th pick of the compensatory round A, we will select Zeke Barrero out of Venezuela. Now, we just got done scouting him, and he has a bonus demand actually pretty high, 2.5, but we have plenty of bonus allocation to sign him. I really like his command. Like, he is not going to strike out a ton of guys, but he's not going to walk a ton either. And I definitely see him as a future part of this rotation. Is he going to be a superstar? No. But if I have to compare a guy at the MLB level to him, I think it's Eric Lauer, who we have in our rotation right now. So we pick 3 picks later at pick number 38. And there are some guys I really like here. But one guy I scouted kind of late was Bruno Reyes. Bruno Reyes is interesting because he is a guy that is a defensive outfielder. He can play center field. He's got good speed also. And he also can hit the ball. This is one of the most well-rounded 18-year-olds in the entire draft. And he is draft ranked number 32. We're getting him at 38. Our scouts are kind of down on him, draft ranked at 77. But I like his just ability to be an all-around 5-tool player. So with the 38th pick in this draft, we select Bruno Reyes out of the Dominican Republic. He is an excellent hitter from the right side of the plate. You see what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get some right-handed hitters in our organization because at the MLB level, it's all left-handers or switch hitters. But I love Bruno Reyes' upside as a potential, good starter. He has high upside with his bat. His defense is really good right now, and he's got really good speed. So this is a guy we can build the outfield around as well. So I think we hit home runs with our first 3 selections. On to the third round at pick number 76. We don't pick for around almost 40 picks. So we'll see, what players are on the board here. We have a couple of options, a couple of guys we've scouted. We obviously scouted Rafael Serno Ruiz pretty late. He could be the selection here. He's out of Pennsylvania. He's an 18-year-old, and you could just see how many 18-year-olds are in this draft. It is just insane. There are a couple of college guys that I like here at this pick as well. Keith Rice, I know he's going to be C potential, but he could be up to a 76 overall right away out of the University of Cal. But you know what? I gotta go after Rafael Serno Ruiz, another good hitter we're going after here in this draft. You can just see we are trying to really boost up the offense with back-to-back picks. We went back-to-back pitchers to start this draft and then go back-to-back upside elite hitters in the next 2 picks. I like Serna Ruiz. He is a guy that I think could play in the corner outfield, especially right field with his arm strength. We don't really have a solidified right fielder in the future, so I think that Serna Ruiz has that upside. He's going to take a few years to develop, and I'm okay with that. On to round 4 at pick number 106, and look who's here. It's Keith Rice. I had my eye on him from the last 30 picks, and he lasted all the way to 106. He's draft ranked by our scouts at 109, and I am running up the card to the commissioner here. With pick number 106, we select Keith Rice out of Cal. I think Keith Rice is not great defensively. Like, he's going to be a lifelong left fielder, but he can hit the ball. He hit 340 in college with a 410 on base percentage. He is an excellent hitter at the plate. He has excellent discipline. He is going to be a guy that can hit for power, hit for average. Now, his discipline doesn't translate that well to the MLB, so you have to develop that. But he has good speed as well. He has potential to be a top of the lineup bat. And a lot of scouts are saying that he is the most MLB ready prospect in this entire draft. So we could see him at the MLB level pretty quickly. On to the 5th round, where there are a lot of guys we haven't scouted pretty much at all. There aren't a lot of guys that I am extremely high on this slate, because during scouting, I definitely wanted to focus on the first 3 or 4 picks and scouting guys around those picks. But some guys did fall. Michael Brandon is interesting, so we will go after him. We have no game film on him. We have not seen him play live at all. So this is definitely a blind pick, and we are trusting, the MLB scout rankings and our scout rankings at 137. He is 22. He did go to college at the University of North Dakota, but he is going to be a prospect. We have no idea how good he will be. So we are definitely taking a chance with him, but these are the rounds where you do take those chances. We drafted a lot of 18-year-olds in this draft, so we go 4 straight 18-year-old picks, then back-to-back 22-year-old picks, and now I think in the final round we don't have many guys scouted, so I'm going to go after another 18-year-old guy who has potential high upside, and I think that I could go after Austin Lyons. He is 19, but I don't see him as having that much of an upside here. I think you definitely just have to take chances here at the end of the draft. I don't think Lyons is going to be, a potential MLB player. I think he's just maybe a lifelong minor leaguer. So we're going to go with Tobias Mendez out of the Dominican Republic with this pick. I don't know much about Mendez, to be honest with you. I haven't seen him play at all, but the scouts say he could translate into something, or maybe he could be a bust. We don't know. But if anything, we could use him as a possible trade chip in the future. So that's going to do it for our draft. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. In the next episode, we will definitely, get through the signing period and reveal those ratings. But we want to look at our draft pick from a year ago in Ray Gonzalez. At this time, when we drafted him last year, he was a potential at 90 and 70 overall. And you can just see his progression so far here in season 1. He's gone up 2 overall. I'm hoping that he goes up 2 more. I would really hope for 3 more, and then we'll see where he fits. Could he play at the MLB level right away next year? I just don't see him coming up this season. So here, he's playing in the Futures game, and he will bat leadoff here for the AL, facing Yuri Perez, the top prospect for the Miami Marlins. Here, a 1-2 pitch, and that one's inside, and that was actually good timing on that swing. He just straight up whiffed. Later in the game, they bring in Dylan Lesko as Ray Gonzalez comes to the plate again for his second AB. Now 1-1 pitch, inside fastball, that one's hit up the middle. One thing I do want to see from him is that power. It just needs to get up, and that's one thing that he has been working on. He is getting stronger in the weight room. Other attributes have decreased because of that, but I see him as a guy that really needs to just add some muscle to his frame. Now on to the bottom of the 4th inning. Now with men on first and second, he will walk. So that one loads up the bases at a 5-1 game. They do not score any runs out of that, though. So 1 for 2 days so far with a walk here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ray comes up again. This is an inside fastball. He barely missed that one, as that brings it full again. Outside curveball and 2 walks for Ray Gonzalez. 1 for 2 in this game. And he's going to get one final at-bat in this one, facing Jack Young out of the bullpen. He hits this one well to right center field. This one's back to the track, and it will be caught. Like I said, that when that power gets up there, that's going to be a double for sure. But we do get the victory here for the AL futures. Ray Gonzalez has a bright future to me. I think he's going to be a very, very solid pro, and I think he has definitely superstar potential. I definitely believe that. How about this? Jose Quiros was the player of the game. He was the 3rd round draft pick of the Wranglers, and he actually played in that national championship game last season. So ending this episode, we actually get some big news in the division. Willy Adames gets traded to the Cleveland Guardians. They trade away Gavin Williams, who was one of their best pitching prospects in the organization. And you can just see right here, the Guardians are looking to make a move at the playoffs. They definitely are in the lead to win the division, but I think they are lagging behind the other division winners in the AL. But they do give up Gavin Williams, who is a solid starter. I think this is a pretty realistic trade, to be honest with you. I think Adames is going to be a free agent next year, and then the Brewers are also going to be losing Brandon Woodruff and possibly Corbin Burns. So they replace 2 of their future, free agents with a guy that is a potential 24 years old, 72 overall. I think this is actually a really good trade, to be honest with you. So I'm not mad at MLB The Show right there. So that's going to do it here for the draft episode. Let me know who is your favorite draftee of this episode, and did we make the right decision there with the number 1 overall pick? I guess next episode we'll truly find out when we review the ratings, but that's going to do it here. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Hit subscribe, hit that like button. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on.